It's November 2nd, and of course, this is the video log that takes 30,000 to a million. Today, after I show you the account, I'm going to talk about monopolizing markets. Alright? So, here's the account. And I'm sitting at $113,800, which is a little bit better than yesterday, but still not ideal. About 23,000 or something like that off of the highs, and it's mostly due to the Apple's drop. You know, Apple used to have a very high run, up into the 134 or whatever it was. It's 109 now. It started off the day pretty well, but then it dipped and finished close to even. But I'm going to scroll through the account really quickly, and you can pause on your video player. And you can see the position of the option here. See the ticker, the strike price, whether it's call or put, expiration date, number of contracts, and whether it's a sell or a buy. And the number on the right represents the daily change in liability value. So you can pause any moment. I have a lot of options going on right now, and most of them are sells. I have initiated one extra sell contract, put sell on Apple with $100 strike price. Let me see if I can find it here. There's so many contracts. It's ridiculous. There it is. Okay, so one put was down $4 today, but it expires on December 11th, and I haven't initiated another put on a different account for Apple for to collect more shares. Like, I'm really trying to bank in on and use the opportunity to buy in some more Apple, because even if it drops, I think eventually it's going to go back up, and you know, they're going to increase their market share, I'm fairly sure, and their profitability, although they're kind of reaching the upper limits of their ability to raise prices and to milk their customers of money. I think they're just now starting to monetize them through their services. So it should be fun road ahead. You know, I like the simplification of Apple One and the ability to sign up for a bunch of their services at once. So we'll see how that goes. But anyways, this isn't going to be just an Apple episode. Right, I gotta move on here, so let me show you the rest of the positions. So these are just the options here. I have 3 Apple calls that I've bought as well with a $75 strike price, so I'm well above that at the moment still. Expires in about 7-8 months. And so here are the stock positions. Here my equity. You can see the daily change on the right. Again, you can pause the video player. You can see the number of shares I have in the symbol, which will give you all relevant information that you might need in order to determine where I'm at and what I've done. Things to note is that I'm trying to get into even more oil-related stocks. I might sell this PCY if things hit the fan or around the election time, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. But I am trying to even get into Euronat, right here. Euronav, excuse me. So all these companies that are like real deep value, I'm talking like real deep, without horrendous graphs. Okay, I mean, it's pretty much a sideways play here, right? In the last 5 years, and but look at this amazing thing. Have you ever seen a PE this low? 257. I didn't think so. Dividend yield at 14.42. Yes, the market's probably giving some signals that that's not going to be very profitable in the near future, but this company's actually got quite a bit of ratings from, I guess, European analysts, because I doubt any US analysts cover this. But you know, they engage in transportation and storage of oil, basically. But look at all these analysts. They actually have, you know, a few hold ratings, but it's mostly a buy, almost 90%. And look at these earnings. It's crazy. So Euronav is just killing it, I guess. And I don't know why this valuations are that low. I'll probably have to read up more on the topic, but I decided to just initiate a small position anyway. So I sold a $9 strike price put and it's at 7:47, so most certainly execute on November 20th unless there's a big rally. And I've also tried to get into, I think, what was it? Anyways, I still have Schlumberger or Schlumberger, however you want to call it. I'm trying to get into some more real estate. I got Shell. I'm trying to get into Store Capital. I'm trying to get into SPG, Salmon Properties. I mean, there's a lot that I'm trying to get into. I'm trying to buy more realty income. So I'm really just like filling the basket up with as much as I can now, because and during the neck turn, the neck turn. Hopefully my neck doesn't turn out of these positions, but during the next turn up, I'm hoping to really, like, I want this account to really explode in the upside. And I'm looking, my mark right now in 6 months is about 200,000. So I want to get to about 200,000 in 6 months. And I don't know if it will happen. I think that post-election there's going to be a big move up. But I don't know what companies are going to go up, whether it's going to be value, growth, or whatever. If it is growth, then I still have a large Apple position. If it's the value side, I've really stocked up on that. I even have, countries like Russia in here and all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, I have energy, uranium, right? Oil, all this kind of stuff. And I even have some tech loan company here, Hercules Capital. So I've covered my bases for the most part with the things that I expect that have a chance to go up. But, only time will tell whether I'm on the right side of it. If you want to see into the account tab, here it is. Okay, so you can see I have almost $130,000 market value, and there we go. So I'm gonna sort it by total return. You can see Apple is leading, then Wheaton Precious Metals. A lot of the positions are negative right now, but it doesn't concern me too much, because I'm just now entering these undervalued or low valued positions. I shouldn't say undervalued, huh? I'm just now entering them in a big way, so all the stuff is just new, right here. Shell, Schlumberger, Energy Transfer, these positions are new and are fairly large relative to the rest of the account. This is the week chart here. Month down 3.4%. 3 months I'm up 2.57, and this is the year chart, up 34.69. So I'm kind of excited, and I'm looking forward, and I'm anxious about the next 6 months. Right. Okay, so what was I going to talk about here? I said I will talk about yeah, I remember. Monopolizing a market. Okay, so what I mean by monopolizing a market, and how you can monopolize a market if you have enough money, I guess. And I'm not talking really huge amounts. I'm talking like, meager amounts like mine. I could probably monopolize. There's somebody with just $10,000. You can be a big player and you can influence a specific market. Okay, so, and that's the key word right here. You gotta go specific. All right, so if you wanna have a big influence and be like a market maker and rake in whatever the market has to offer, well, what you're gonna do is you got to pick something that you know a lot about. Okay, so let's say we're picking Blizzard Activision. Okay, what was it? I've just been reviewing the Hero ETF, and so that's Activision's in the top of my mind right now. These are the guys that make like World of Warcraft, Warcraft 3, whatever, StarCraft, Diablo series, and Activision does like Call of Duty and stuff like that. So let's say you just know a lot about this company, and you can kind of anticipate the likelihood of it going a certain direction, or you're very familiar with its history, or how the stock moves, or the volatility. You're just familiar with the way it moves. And so, even though it had a huge drop here in 2018, it looks like it's recovered back to those highs. But anyway, you're familiar with the company, and then you want to go a little bit more specific, right? Because the volume of this company, the market cap is it's almost 60 billion, and you probably had a ton of volume. Average volume is 6.39 million, right, shares. So I think so that's quite a bit. Monopolizing that company, that's for sure. Unless it's you, Bezos. If you're watching my video, go ahead and monopolize it. You can just buy them straight out with your personal money. Okay, so here's what you do. You go to Trade Activision, ATVI, and you're gonna pick a contract. Okay, so you're gonna be really, really knowledgeable about a specific contract in a specific company, in a specific region, or in a specific index, right? So you go really, really, really specific in order to, try to play a game that's more and more tailored to what you're strong at. Okay, so let's say you are very good at leap options, right? So you pick something that's really far away. How about January 2022? Okay, all right, that's a little too far. What about June 2021? And then you can start familiarizing yourself with the call options on that date. Okay, you can see how they move. You can see the discrepancy between the different strike prices. You can study, pick let's say out of the money strike. How about we buying call options out of the money strike prices, right? So somewhere around the $90 to $100 level, right? And you start look at this, how much does it change from the 95 to 100, from 92.5 to 95, okay, from 90 to 92.5. Okay, look at those differences, see if you can find a deal somewhere, click on that thing, okay, if you're using Robinhood. If not, whatever platform you're using, just try to figure out the bid and ask, and look at how many contracts you're selling here. Okay, so currently people are bidding 256 contracts on 256, which is pretty ironic and lucky. Okay, that's awesome. All right, and so people are asking 315, 40 contracts, right? So that's how many orders are placed in there, and they're waiting for somebody to hit those prices. So and there could be other floating contracts in between. Now mark just means is the medium price there between those two, and you can watch this day to day. You can watch it change hour to hour, minute to minute, and you become highly specialized to this one little tiny market within another tiny market, within a larger market, within a much larger market. All right, so you can see the volume that's traded today, 20. You can beat that volume, So with $10,000, you can completely have a huge influence in the market of this option contract. Right? You can influence the implied volatility, right? So you can start having sway on this little tiny contract. You can change everything about it, So you can literally double the volume, right? If you have, if you hit all the let's say, all the asks, and you keep buying and you keep paying all that price, you can really raise the price of that contract quite a bit. So all the other options, they're going to be influenced by this, and people are going to start selling calls to you, because that's going to be a good deal for them, and they might find that inefficiency, and you can just kind of play around this, and you can really, manipulate this one little contract. But you're going to be fighting against, market makers, though, because as soon as people see and detect that discrepancy, they're going to start filling in. But the point is, you're bringing action to that part of the market, by yourself. All right, by buying or selling large amounts of options, you're attracting attention to that, and market makers or whatever, or other computer traders and computer algorithms are going to be like, what the hell is going on in his contract? Why is it so active, right? It's abnormally active. So how about the 100 one? Look, volume 29. All right, and there's just not a lot of volume. Look at this one, zero traded today. Yeah, so I don't know what kind of influence you're gonna have, but you're gonna have some kind of influence, right? And this is a very popular stock. It's not like some, you know, you have some open interest here, 642, open interest 103. So this, the 87.5 doesn't want to trade. It's not trading at all, yeah. But, you know, my point is that you can have some influence. Like if you go to some kind of other, more even unrecognized stock, okay, that doesn't even have a lot of volume, like let's say energy fuels, right? You can trade options in energy fuels, and you can go and let's say trade UUU, pick an expiration date. How about the January 2021 contracts? And you can literally, you know, let's say this $2.50 strike price, I can have a big influence here. I mean, it's only $250, right? I only need $250 collateral if you want to sell options or whatever, right? I need to buy the options and then sell a covered call. Or I only need, you know, $8 or something, right? And I can just buy, I can hit up all of these contracts. I can buy all 77 of them at $10. That's only $770 to buy up all the available 10-cent contracts. You know? So, I mean, it's pretty crazy. Only 13 of them traded today. You're going to attract a lot of attention. I mean, you really have some kind of impact. And whoever's selling you these options, they're probably going to have to, you know, if you're buying calls, they're probably going to have to buy the underlying asset a little bit. And you can move markets. I mean, with like $100,000, you can move markets. And the market cap of energy fuels is not that big, right? I own 2,500 shares here. But let's see, what is the market cap? It's only 182 million, right? Average volume 1.1 million. All right, only 1.1 million. I mean, you can, you know, within a specific time frame, like a slow time frame in the market, you can actually move it one direction or another with not a lot of money. And I think, I don't know if you want to use that to your advantage or how you would use that to your advantage. I personally don't know, right? Because to me, a good deal is a good deal regardless of what kind of movement you create in the price, right? If it's not worth buying, then it's not worth buying. You got to use kind of other fundamental analyses to determine that. So, but if you're innovative and you find some ways that you know, manipulating the market, a specific market is of use to you, then go ahead and do it. Let me know what your results are. I'm really curious. You know, I have no use of doing it, but I just want to show you that it's possible. So if you're into this kind of stuff, if you're experimental and you wanna, you have a certain strategy and you want to try it, like, I want to know how it works out. By the way, you know, nothing in this video, of course, is investment advice. Everything's for educational and/or entertainment purposes only. So don't sue anyone. Stop suing people. All right. And anyway. So I thought that was interesting. It was on my mind today, so I thought I'd share it. Hopefully you're making money, more money than I am, because I'm slumping for right now. I'm trying to acquire all these like super depressed assets, and it's you know, it's painful, but you know, no pain, no gain. All right, peace out.